Yo, check it out, y'all. What's the deal? This is the chef, Raekwon, right here. Want to shout out dubcnn.com, you heard? Go represent it, you know what I'm saying? Log in, represent real hip-hop all day. It's the chef, Raekwon. This is what I do. Peace and love. Wu-tang forever.
Yo, I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job, had second hands. Moms bounced on old men.
Great show, man.
Thank you, man.
Real great show. How you feel being in Denmark?
I feel good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love doing these European tours, you know what I mean? I love coming to different cities and seeing mad dudes representing hip hop,
right.
You know what I mean? And it feels good. It's like I don't care where I go in this world, it's all the same.
Yeah.
The crowd responds, the people, the reactions from real hip hop fans, we all act the same way. So it's a good sight to see.
Could you say it's like your inspiration source to
Absolutely.
keep motivated, like make music?
Of course, you know, because one thing about me, I idolize the fans. You know what I mean? The same way how the fans may look at me as somebody who they say is a good artist, a good lyricist, I look at the fans as good inspiration to me making more music. So when I go different countries and see shit, it makes me want to mention the names of the places I've been in my lyrics. So you know that's how I get down. You want to hear more of that.
So back in the days when you first started, what inspired you to start rapping? And was it the neighborhood or?
I mean, just being a fan of hip hop from the early '80s. Like, you know, we was the generation up under Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane. So the music that we was hearing from then was the inspiration to us. So I would say that it definitely was the early '80s. The early '80s EPMD, you know what I mean? You know, Biz, Kane, Slick Rick, you know what I mean? All that. That's like refreshing hip hop right there.
Right. And like what put you guys together, like the wu-tang? How did you guys come together? Like, were you guys friends at first, then you start?
Well, actually, we all, like, some of us is like all from the same neighborhood.
Right.
You know, we all grew up in Staten Island. You know, RZA was from Staten Island. His cousins was from Brooklyn. Old Dirty Bastard, rest in peace, the Jizza. You know, they was from Brooklyn, so they would come to Staten Island and be at his house rhyming, and you know, we'd be loving it, like, you know what I mean? Then we started doing it. And the next thing you know, we all would be making tapes up and sending it to each other to listen to. And then tapes got big in the neighborhood. So
kind of like mixtapes.
Yeah, kind of like, exactly. Yeah. But they wasn't mixtapes to be in the street with. They was more or less like to give to each one to listen to how we get down, though. So that's what we was doing, though. And then next thing you know, we formed.
Then you got, I was going to ask you, like, when was it, like, when you had the feeling that Wu-Tang's gonna be such a big, like a legend in this game? Like, what was that feeling? Could you remember that moment?
Yeah, I remember that moment. I remember that moment when I knew that we was gonna blow, because we was the last borough in New York City to be recognized as MCs. So we felt we had something to prove.
Right.
We was like, yo, you know what I mean? You got Brooklyn, you got Queens, you got the Bronx, you got Manhattan, but they forgot one borough. So we felt like we have something to prove. Now we're going to show and prove. So we felt like we was on the rise to that. And when we made the music, we came with our own shit, our own style, our own slang. And once we did that and people responded, we knew we was going to be Hall of Famers after that.
Right.
We knew it.
Right. Speaking of ODB, rest in peace, I was wondering if you could share like a memory with him that's so crazy that brings a smile to your face, like just one out of 1,000 memories, out of millions of memories.
Yeah, out of a lot of memories of Old Dirty Bastard. What I can remember that makes him so live to me is like when he rushed the Grammys. When he got on the stage, you know what I mean? Like, some of us was there, we was in the crowd. Like, we didn't see him all day that day, mind you. He was out doing whatever he was doing. So when we finally seen him, we met him at the Grammys. And nobody knew he was going to come out on stage. So when we seen him rush the stage and he had his suit on and all that, we was all in the stage. I mean, in the seats, laughing, having fun. So that was one of the most memorable moments. Cause nobody in the history of hip hop ever intruded the Grammys like that. Like just stopped it. Like, hold up, wu-tang should win this shit. So you know what I mean. Like I said, it'll never be nobody like him to come in a long time.
Alright, man. Can you speak on the new album, Cuban Links Part 2? You said you worked with Dre. How was that?
Yeah, well, you know, I got Busta, which is the liaison in the project.
Right.
Busta's like an executive producer
Yeah,
on a friendship level as well as a idolized level. You know what I mean? It's like we never sat down and did anything in paperwork or none of that. It was just friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just somebody that really got love for me and I got love for him. And he said, yo, whatever I could do, help you with the project, Lord, I'm with you. And I was like, all right, and you do that and your name is in lights behind that. So we just live our true friendship. You know, you still have a couple of artists that really get down like that, and he's definitely one of them though. So, you know, Cuban Links is like I said, he's a big fan of that record. So he feels that it's his right as being a good friend to me to help me get that album to where it's supposed to be at.
Exactly.
So that's how he became a part of the project. But like I said, other than that, he's just a good homie, man.
And he introduced you to Dre, and how was it in the studio? How was that? Was it tough?
He definitely put the bridge together with me and Dre, getting together and doing some things, you know. Like I said, you know, I never had met Dre in the business before, because, you know, Dre, he kind of stayed low key though. So, you know, when I met Dre through Busta, you know, Dre was a big fan. And Dre was like, yo, I always wanted to work with you, kid. I'm like, wow, I always wanted to work with you. I always wanted to work with you, you know what I mean? And through the blessings of how everything turned out, you know, Dre came and gave me some fucking heat. And when you hear it, oh my God, damn.
Is it like the typical Chronic sound or what?
Huh?
Is it typical like the Chronic?
Put it like this. It's Dre being Dre, and it's Ray being Ray. So you could just imagine the combination.
How many beats you got on there?
That right there, we can't comment on that because.
And RZA handled the rest of the project? Like
RZA is basically the backbone of the project.
Cool.
You know, when you think of Cuban Links, the first one, you think of RZA being a dude that invented the formula. So he is the backbone of the album. You know what I mean? But we pulled in a couple of other producers to co-produce with it because, you know, I'm a fan of other people's work too. You know what I mean? You got brothers like Jay Dilla, who just passed away. Rest in peace, Jay Dilla. He was a strong producer. So it's an honor to have him on the record. You know what I mean? So you got him, you got brothers like Scram Jones, you know, who really impressed this album that you want to be like, wow, Ray production is Cuban Link formula.